Excelsior!
Let's bring up Jim Cummings. You know, Winnie the Pooh and Figure 2, Darkwing Duck, Yugo and so much trouble. Yeah, he won't be here a long time. Mr. Larry Kenney, come on up. Well, he's the voice of Lionel in Thundercats, he's in Silverhawks, he's the voice of Count Chocula, Sonny from Cocoa Puffs, he's been a Mafia Tookies, yeah. And let's bring up Marty Grabstein. Marty, of course, is the voice of, well, you can do the voice better than me. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
You're making me act. You didn't make these guys act. You're making me act.
You always do animal noises.
Animal noises. What do I do? What do I do?
You have your first hour by joining us? Come on up. All kinds of stuff. All right, so we do have a microphone over here, so please line up. I know you have questions for these guys, so please get in line. But we'll start this out. This is a question from all of you. I mean, all of you have played multiple characters. Of all your characters, which have been the most fun for you? Jim, you want to start?
Pooh, Tigger, Darkwing, Taz, Hondo, Ray, and then the others.
How much time we have? Thank you.
Good night, everybody. No, I don't want to beat up the boss.
Larry?
Favorite character?
Yeah.
Well,
fun. It's the most fun to portray.
Most fun to portray, probably Sonny and the
I'll make Grandma go for Cocoa Puffs. And you know, I just let me start this off by saying, because I've done, you know, some of these voiceover panels before with legends of the voiceover industry, and I am honored to be on stage with legends of the voiceover industry, of which I am actually not. You know,
yes, you are.
But they didn't say legends, they said voiceover artists. So, Courage the Cowardly Dog is my favorite one by the fact that this is my only real claim to fame in the voiceover world. I've done a whole lot of other stuff, but you don't want to hear my resume right now in television and live action, but in voiceover, this was a golden piece of, you know, a fortune that I got, and I'm so excited to be on this panel with these wonderful people. So I got that out of the way. Here it is.
I want to mention that Marty has been 6 different characters in 3 different Law and Order shows, so he's got quite the resume. He is awesome.
8 other characters.
I think I got a new character to do now.
I feel the same. I was like, I want to watch this panel, so I have to be up here. I feel like out of place because it's so cool. I feel like one of my current favorite characters, it is Venti in Genshin Impact, because he's, you know, a drunken bard boy, and that's pretty fun. Yeah, but I've had so many really cool characters, so it's hard to choose. They're so much fun.
Well, that is awesome. And we already have questions. So, sir, would you tell us who you are, where you're from?
And tell us your favorite dessert. Everybody has to think of your name, where you're from, your favorite dessert.
Okay. So my name is Brandon Ferretti from Wakfu, Connecticut, and I just like to
And your favorite dessert is?
One of my favorite legends of all Jim Cummings over here, with the voice of Winnie the Pooh.
That's not a dessert.
What is your dessert first, please? Tell us what your favorite dessert.
My favorite dessert would have to be honey.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. But that's wrong.
Cool.
That's my favorite dessert. It's also my favorite breakfast. breakfast.
Thank you for your question.
Was that a question?
Okay.
I think it's kind of breakfast.
Okay. Anyway, I'd like to ask you, what are your thoughts on voicing Winnie the Pooh and Tigger these days in Cummings?
Well, I'm slowly getting used to it. No, it's great. It's a privilege. It's an honor to carry on these great traditions. They were there before I was born. And, you know, when I was a little kid, it first came out, the first three, and the last thing I ever expected was that I was grow up and become Winnie the Pooh and Tigger too. So I'm just honored. You know, I feel like, you know, torchbearer bringing it to the next generation. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Well, you know, Papa, because like you said, one of the little Tiggers.
You can even working going on for a different part. Well, yeah, I thought I did an okay with a halfway decent Tigger. I thought I nailed you. And I've said this before, but you audition for stuff, then you wait like a week. And my agent called. She goes, "Well, I have good news, and I have some bad news." And I said, "Oh man, what? All right, well, what's the bad news?" She goes, "You did not get Eeyore." What about Eeyore? And she says, "Well, that went to Peter Cullen." And I go, "Oh, jeez, you can't complain about that. Peter's awesome. He's great. Optimus Prime." She goes, "But you are Winnie the Pooh and Tigger." And I went, "Oh, well, screw Eeyore." I didn't really say that. I didn't say it now either. Okay, our next question. Name, location.
Name, it's Wally from New York. I was thinking,
Did you say, what was your picture, sir? New York?
New York.
Cheesecake, style cheesecake.
Hey, I'm the Joker in this fight. But seriously, you ever look back at it? You ever have look back at any roles and say, "Holy, I can't finish that one," but I can't believe I did that. Or someone ever asked me like, mention a role like, I can't believe that was actually you. Anyway, that was it. You have any questions?
Okay. I'll tackle that line of thinking. It was, if you're talking about when you get cast in something and then all of a sudden it's like as you see it unfolding, it suddenly starts to become like, oh my God, like this is what I'm doing. Like, you're a working actor, you do jobs, and nothing, it's always a pleasure to get a job as a working actor, whether it be for good pay or no pay. You're working. And all of a sudden, I get the job of a cartoon character, and I'm like, oh, this is really exciting. Wow, what a victory. And then I'm in the trenches, and you're working, and then you're just doing your job. And then every once in a while, it's like, oh my God, this is what's happening? Not, of course, understanding that the cartoon itself would perhaps take off and become, something so cool that other people want to see me appear at this convention. There you go. I hope that I answered that.
I got it. Yeah, I was thinking about Jim and his roles in Spider-Man, Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
What about it, buddy?
Oh, Spider-Man?
Oh, yes.
You were the voice of Shock. Shocker.
And then I was Hammerhead, I think.
No.
The second time.
No. Yeah. And of course,
Yeah.
Shock, the boat driver from Zombie Island.
Oh, yes, that was me.
I got a million of these that locked in here.
I know you did.
I gotta fight these kids.
It's crowded in there, be careful.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like it never stops being amazing. Even when I just call that, even if I don't get it, I'm like, that was so cool. That was so cool. Still, like even now, every single thing when I audition for it, I'm like, wow, this is awesome that I get to audition for this.
I'm in. My work's done.
Larry, didn't you see some kids like
I have
one second.
my question for you guys is,
Okay.
what is
No, go right ahead.
what is a moment from doing voice acting that you probably will never forget?
This one.
Well, I have one. It was many moments. Every time we recorded the Thundercats, Earl Hammond, wonderful actors, along with us, played Mum Raw. Mum Raw, the villain in Thundercats. Okay, well. For those of you who don't know, most of you, the character that you see on screen is this man who's transforming from a mummy into an ever-living being by the rummaging like right? And on camera, when this guy would start roaring, ancient spirits of evil, drool comes out of his mouth. Well, Earl, the same thing happened with him when he played the character. He was sort of like, ancient spirits of evil, transform, and the spit would just fly out of his mouth. At the point when we knew that person was hiding in one, I thought about bringing up a piece of plastic. That was my most fun, watching Earl disintegrate.
Next question, please.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. What's your name? Where are you from? Favorite dessert?
My name's Nick Senna. I'm from Queens, New York, Power Beach. And my favorite dessert, I'd probably say chocolate chip cookies.
Acceptable. Now you may ask the question.
Erika, I had a question.
Sure.
What was it like voicing Auntie Punky for Joker's Smash Brothers reveal trailer?
Oh, it was so cool. So I'm a huge Smash Brothers fan, and my husband, that's his favorite game, Smash Brothers. And, you know, it's very secretive when they're adding characters in. And so I went to the studio without knowing what I was going in for. And one of the other Persona actors was coming out at the time, Erika Lindbeck. And she was like, do you know why you're here? And I was like, no. And then she just paused and was like, okay, have fun, and then she left. And so I was like, okay, that was very ominous. I don't know what I'm coming in here for. Cool. So I sign all these, you know, NDAs before they'll even talk to me or anything. You know, like, top secret, don't, you know, doesn't leave the building. And I was like, okay. And then finally, after everything was signed, they were like, all right, so we're from Nintendo, and we are recording a game called Super Smash Brothers today. And I went, oh, is Joker the first new character? And they were like, yeah. And I freaked out, and I was so excited. And then it was great, because Ann was supposed to be very excited in the trailer for Smash Brothers that we were recording.
What?
Yeah, so the what that she does is very genuine. They were just like, get in front of the microphone, go! And yeah, I was so excited. I kept between takes being like, this is so cool, I can't believe we're doing this right now. This is awesome. And then I asked them how long I would have to die with that secret, because it was very painful. And it was only like 3 weeks, thankfully, so yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool, one of my favorite moments for sure. Thank you.
All right, hey, there he is.
Hello.
I'm not some guy going across the Richmond, Connecticut, and my friend is really vanilla ice cream.
Very classic.
Good.
I have a question for all four of you. I'm studying the theater, and I would like to what was your tips about job opportunities for voice acting?
Could you get a little closer to that mic, buddy? I can't hear you, sorry.
And that will also help you with your getting into voice acting.
Yeah.
For voice acting opportunities.
What do we recommend for voice acting opportunities?
It's a tough business to get into.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I've been in it for 60 years, so since I was 15 years old. And so I'm not actually the one that will be answering this question about today. I know you can go online and there are people who offer voice classes and things like that. There's a lot of charlatans on there too. You know, they'll get you a job if you give them 90% money. So I'm just going to have to say it's changed so much that I mean, if I were starting out, I wouldn't know what to do today.
Yeah, if you're starting out, is that what it was? If you're starting out, you know, I started off doing perfect impressions of my aunts and uncles because nobody knows them, and so it's a new character. And if you do a terrible impression of something that everybody knows, nobody knows who you're doing, that's a new character too. And then if you do a perfect impression of somebody who's pretty famous, you can hold on to that because you never know. And then you mix and match. That's what I've done forever. is there was a character named Leatherhead, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he was an exact, if I will say myself, Leatherhead, he was sounded exactly like the first tugboat captain, because I used to be a deckhand on the Mississippi River. And they also they blow, he talk like that. That's just how he was talking when he talk at you. And so I said, okay, well, he's a villain. And he was. And then Hondo Onaga is a cross between Charles Bronson and Yul Brynner, if you even know who that is. But anyway, but that is all. So, I don't know if that helps. I'm sure I thoroughly confused you.
There is a great website that D. Bradley Baker made called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com, and that has so much information on it. Yeah, it's hard for us to tell you what to do to get into it now. I mean, you guys are legends and have been in it longer than me, but I started, like 12 years ago. No, you as well. And so even, 12 years ago, it was very different to get into it. I have a theater degree, and I, took classes, did an internship at a production studio, all that kind of stuff. But everybody gets into it differently. So I'm going to go to iwanttobeavoiceactor.com and see what it has to say there.
And my last little cherry on top of all this stuff that was coming towards you is that it entered my mind, and I'm of the opinion that if you want to get into acting in some way, and yes, you want to be a voice actor because you like to do fun characters, and what Jim was speaking about is just this. He was smitten with that as a young man and all of that. But I would venture to say that it could be really helpful to just sort of get into a little bit of acting. Get into, if you're not in a theater company, it doesn't have to be a theater company, a theater class, an acting class. And you get to act with a partner, and you stand in front of a small group of people, of your peers, and they're watching you, and you get to work that stuff out a little bit. You get to kind of, get rid of some of your nerves and stuff that's maybe holding you back. And then I think all of this other stuff, you might feel more apt or more prepared to kind of go for that stuff, because it isn't difficult.
That's great advice, but if everybody in this panel would honestly tell you, I'm going to be the one to tell you, we don't want anybody else in this. It's hard.
Well, Jeff Hornell has a good line. When it comes to being a voice actor, it's a small V and a capital A. That's
Yeah.
That's good.
I like it.
I do want to interject, if you're looking for roles on YouTube now, you can search for people who, they're free jobs, but it's experienced, and there's people who do animations who are always looking for voice talent, and looking for recorded auditions, so that might be a way to build a resume, build a demo tape.
If any of you are still in school, at high school or college, I've always recommended take as many speech-related courses as you can, including debate. Tell them you'd like to be the person at school football games and announces the PA system, anything like that that involves, it's a good foot in the door. Experience in any kind of show business really can lead to voice acting.
Theater in general.
Yeah.
Just theater in general, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on the speech and debate team in high school and the mock trial team. I wasn't interested in being a lawyer, but if I was the witness in mock trial, I got to act. And I feel like the speech team was really good because we would condense a script down to 10 minutes, and then we'd have to perform every single role and switch very quickly. So I think that taught me how to change my voice and change characters. Yeah, all that is great advice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
my name is Sunny, and my favorite dessert is my fruit tart. I have a question for all four of you. What is your favorite line from the show?
So are the bones. Come to my hand. I, Lorca, command.
Oh,
the rest of them. We been like a man with a big bag punch.
One of my favorites is Sir Meliodas. My catchphrase.
I have a feeling something bad is going to happen.
I have a question for Erika. What's your favorite Venti voice line?
Oh, my favorite Venti voice line? I like, think Barbados. Wait a minute. He forgets that he is Barbados for a moment. I love it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for answering my question.
Thank you so much.
I'm Ellen. I'm from West Hartford, and my favorite dessert is ice cream / milkshakes.
Nice.
My question for Jim. Over the years, you've voiced so many characters, and when I listen to all those clips, they mostly sound similar. So my question is, what do you have to do to not make them all sound similar? What do you have to do with your voice to make some characters sound distinct from each other?
What is that? What's the trick? What's the question? You can get a little closer.
How do you keep all your voices from sounding the same?
Yeah, how do you keep all your characters from sounding the same?
Oh, wow, I don't know. I never thought of it. Well, they don't sound the same. I always was glad like I was Winnie the Pooh and Tigger instead of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, because they sound like cousins.
Yeah.
Just thinking out loud here. But yeah.
Are there times you have to go to the voice reference because you're like, you haven't done a character in so long, and it's like, I'm not sure exactly, or do you have them all like?
No, sadly, they're all sitting right inside. Just ask us.
Sometimes you do go, sometimes you do, because I would, on Thundercats, let's say, there were 5 of us who did all the voices in 130 episodes. So you had to come up with new voices every once in a while. And sometimes it would be a voice character back in the show. He hadn't been in the show for several episodes or whatever. And now you turn the page and I know I did that guy, but what the hell did I do? So they will just a voice they'll play. They record everything there, of course. So sometimes it takes a few minutes and then go back through the files and everything and find it. They'll play the back voice for you, and then it kind of puts you back on track. Because otherwise, they can't start sounding. And you people know it too, because you know, you people, I mean great fans. Really great fans of the show. They know everything. You know, how many times have you had somebody say, let me ask you a question, in episode 24, and you go, something up.
Thank you so much for your question. Larry, did you ever pick up a thermal flame? Thermoflame. Never have.
And if I did, I couldn't say it here.
Is that all right? That's all they have for flags.
Sample.
Oh, Sam.
So, almost a music question.
Yeah, we can't really explain this because there are outtakes on the internet that are things that are taken, eliminated in the recording because they were filming.
Right.
You know, that's joking around or something. And I'm sure every recording engineer who's worked in the business has seen his friend at some point. You want to hear what it sounds like when we were recording, you know, Thundercats or somewhere about plays it, it's Christmas party.
Yes.
California, San Diego. I like ice cream, my favorite dessert. And I have a question for Jim. I like the show Jimmy on growing up. And now you play a character called Culture Lord. What was your favorite quote from playing a Culture Lord?
Where's my paycheck? How was that? He liked it.
It's a deal.
I couldn't hear you now.
It's a deal. But first, I want you to train your brain.
Train my brain?
It was from
Too late.
She's had me all day, and you thought she was thinking.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh. Are you kidding me?
That the one with the thought.
Forget about it. I did. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'll give you time.
All right. God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is I'm from upstate New York, and my favorite dessert is apple turnovers. And I have a question for all four of you.
Yes.
If you had to play a Disney princess, who would you play and why? You guys go first.
I did Ariel. I called the kids in Ariel.
My daughter-in-law. Wow. First of all, no. And, Disney princess, what I played? Probably Goofy.
That's princess.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not right. There's a dirty joke in there somewhere. God rest her soul, Lucy Taylor would be here to tell it to you, I promise you that. But if I had to be a Disney princess, I don't know. Tiana. I look good for you.
I would, if I had to be, I would be Amy Adams in Enchanted. Why? Because
She's Amy Adams.
she's Amy Adams. I have really nothing else to say on the matter. And I leave it to you to figure out what it is I'm talking about right now.
Are there any particular princess that you would, I think Larry said Ariel, so yes.
Oh, right, Melody is. Well, my favorite princess growing up was Belle. But I feel like my voice is closer to Rapunzel, who I also love. So if I got to choose any of them, it would be one of those two.
Oh, I see.
And I love both of them so much. Thank you.
Hey.
All right, name, location, social security number, dessert.
Grab the microphone and just, yeah. There you go. Oh, no.
So my name is Bill. I'm from the Berkshires, Western Massachusetts, down the street from James Taylor. So anyway, I have
Favorite
two
number?
parts.
Favorite
Anything with peanut butter and chocolate. It could be ice cream, it could be freezing, peanut butter and chocolate. So, anyway, I have a two-part half question, half comment. My comment is Jim Cummings, Mel Blanc, Billy West, and what's his name? Well, you guys are like, when I think of it, the Mount Rushmore of voice acting.
Thanks.
And it seems like you guys have kind of, you guys have like a tight-knit community. At least that's how it seems, the voice actor community. Are there any like film actors that have come in besides Robin Williams that have blown you guys away? Like, holy cow, this guy can do our job?
No, we run them out. Geez, I don't know, Robin was pretty bodacious. You know, he scenery for everybody. But yeah, occasionally they do it. It's always fun. I'll just do a very brief story. But sometimes people that are used to being on camera, and we were doing the California Raisins, and a very famous guy started off in the California Raisins, then he didn't make it to the second show because his first line was, now it's his line, he goes, we're all going, and he was acting great if you saw him, but the mic's going, okay. You have to actually say something. So that's fun. So, but they're not all like that, and they're not all him, and they're not all Robin Williams. And I say, you know what? I won't star in any Tom Cruise movies
if he doesn't star in any more cartoons. I think that's fair. I think it's fair as well.
Thank you.
We are running a little short on time, so I think we're going to dispense with the introductions now, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Sorry, Jim.
Straight
Just
to the
straight to the question, and let's try to keep one question per person, so everyone gets a chance. Go.
My question for Jim Cummings. First off, big fan. I noticed a lot of your characters have accents. Don Carnage, Dingo from Gargoyles, the Fly from Princess of Prague.
Yeah.
How do you practice accents for your characters? What's the best way to do that?
Oh, I honestly, this is, people ask me that, I don't think about it. I don't think about it. I just don't think. I really wish I had a good answer. I don't know, just be a sponge, absorb it and then spit it back out.
That's a good answer. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Thank you. That's part of the acting part of
Hello. Yeah. My name is Aislinn. I'm from Cohoes in upstate New York. And Jen, I know you voiced Chief Gluteus in Ozzy and Drix. What was your favorite moment from that series? And if at all possible, would you come back for a reboot of the series?
Wow, sure. Well, I enjoyed the part where we live a lot, die young, leave a beautiful corpse, and head for the coal and get out of here. I made that up.
I even have an idea for where Gluteus and Ozzy would have an episode where they're handcuffed together. So funny.
Not a pretty sight.
Not in that sense. But you were literally made up my whole childhood, and thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
This question is for all four of you. What is your process in developing a character that's introduced to you that you don't have a background on?
So how do you come up with a character? What do you look at to come up with that character voice, character portrayal?
So my experience is that they usually, being the producers, usually even at the audition let you know exactly what they want. This guy is from Texas, he's occasionally they'll say, give us what dry the guy is. And that's when you have to balance. And that's when it just comes out.
Yeah, my favorite thing is when they give us a picture of the character for an audition. A lot of times they don't, but if they do, it's great because then I can look at the picture and look at the description and everything of what the character is like and then kind of imagine what I think the character would sound like in my head, like if I was watching the character on TV. And then I try to get as close to what I'm imagining as possible. And it's kind of like start something inside and then I try to like voice match my brain sometimes. And yeah, it's really fun. Sometimes you come up with things you didn't expect. It's cool.
Generally speaking, I believe that's what this lovely gentleman said. The accent hilarious. Lovely gentleman. You thought I was hiding the fact that I didn't know your name? Would I do that in front of a room full of people like this? What I found is that sometimes the complete opposite of what you said is true. Sometimes they do not know. With John Dilbert, I was saying, he did not know how courage actually should sound. He had some ideas, but he couldn't figure it out. He had listened to all of the great voiceover artists in the city. Maybe these guys auditioned for it. I don't know. Did you guys audition for it? Yeah, other things going on. You were in it. And I came in and it was like, that's it. So it's just, sometimes it just is kismet, in that respect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question for any of you. How do you overcome antithetical stage fright? I've been watching for a while now, but I keep holding myself back. It's a pretty good question.
Yes.
Just don't go on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't record anything here. It's bad acoustics. It's feedback. Oh, you meant it? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you mean like microphone friend? Don't be shy of the mic, he can't bite you. Here's the good news about that. If you screw up a line, they'll redo it. You can just, it's not even tape anymore, it's digital. So, just jump in.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when you're starting out, you're nervous because you think everyone in the room wants you to fail, but everyone wants you to succeed. They want you to book the role. They want you to do a good job in the show.
You do too.
Yeah, and you do, especially, if you book a part, that means they like you. You did a good job. So it's just practice. It's just, being confident in yourself.
And there's also a little something else sometimes. The bottom line is, you are up there. I've had stage fright. I'm on actual stages. I'm talking in voiceover realities, but maybe you're talking in general too. I remember so many times I've been terrified. And all of a sudden you think, I don't know any of my lines, I don't know any of it, and I'm going out. And basically, you really don't have a choice. You have to get through it. So it's sort of like this survival thing, this supreme survival in the human condition operates within this, and you just have to do it. There's no explanation. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Plus, I think sometimes a little bit of stage fright or insecurity gives more impetus.
Yeah.
Impetus.
And adrenaline.
Channeling into the performance.
Yeah, I feel like there have been times when I've gone on stage and I walk out and dissociate, and then I'm not nervous at all, and then when I get off, I'm like, oh my god. Now I'm nervous even though it's already over, and I don't know what happened. I just kind of went and did it. And it's very fun. You just gotta get into the character,
Plus the right amount of alcohol helps.
I got my vodka right there.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a secret. Hello. Question, please.
My name is Chris. So, just out of curiosity, whenever you guys have some downtime from not voice acting, on a hot day or rainy day or snowy day, just out of curiosity, do you draw your own characters and try to come up with the voices for them? Like, stick figure with kind of like a big monster or something, or a superhero, or anything like that?
I draw conclusions. I used to design and paint Mardi Gras floats. Does that count?
That counts.
I can't draw a straight line.
Nobody can draw straight.
Yeah.
Straight line, it's not going to sell.
Yeah. I did acrylic painting from the age of 5 until 17, yeah, and I really enjoyed it. And so in school, I was always doodling, whatever, coming up with stories. I originally thought I wanted to make cartoons and video games, and then I realized when I got into college that, no, I wanted to be the cartoons and the video game characters. So yeah, I used to draw, characters all the time and imagine what they might sound like. And maybe someday I will do that, but right now, I'm really enjoying the acting part, so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we only have 5 minutes left, so speed round. Quick question, no preamble, just go.
I just wanted to say that it's probably going to be really obscure. Do you remember the lines from the Army Men games?
Oh gosh, yeah. Do I remember any of the old lines?
Yeah.
I think one was, "Get up!"
Thank you. Good question.
Hi.
The hardest or least favorite character to voice act?
I played the protagonist in Beyblade, one of the recent Beyblade seasons, and I apologize to Beyblade fans, but he screams every line, every single line. So it was rough. Those sessions were difficult. When he's happy, he screams, and when he's sad, he screams. When he's angry, he screams extra loud. So we had to limit those to, I couldn't do more than 2 hours at a time. It was a lot.
It's tough if you want to have to record a mime.
Oh yeah.
I was the announcer on a show at VH1 called Best Week Ever, and I had to scream too. Show,
Yeah.
with it's the 3rd day of July, 1989, the best week ever. Something real cool.
Hi, hello. I just wanted to ask, was that question to all of you? What are some things that can damage the vocal cord?
What I do at a convention.
Smoking.
Yes.
Gargling with Drano.
Just
Just don't do it.
Alcohol also really kind of dries out your vocal cords. So, especially when you're about to go on stage, you should maybe not drink as much alcohol.
Thank you, I'm doing it.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Thank you.
Chewing on razor blades.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Can it be heavy? Sir, your question?
Yes, so I have a question for all four of you. You guys come to conventions, we all tell you how great you are, how much you made our childhood or middle age. And did you ever met someone who you fanboy as much as we all have?
All of these people up here. So cool.
No actor that you've met that you fanboyed over that, you know?
No, I mean, I worked with a lot of very, very well-known actors, and it's a great feeling and an honor and all that, but I can't say that I just melted particularly. We're focusing on the job. Right. And as a professional, you don't want to come up and say, I like your work so much. We love for you guys to do that, you know, but we're supposed to be calm.
Professional. I got a kick out of knowing Paul Mitchell.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
He was a great, great guy.
Wow. I got very excited to meet Richard Dreyfuss at one of these conventions and having a discussion with him. Like, he's a big hero for me, so I fanboyed over him.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm also looking to get into the voice acting community, so I was wondering what's the starting equipment?
Recording equipment?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't have a studio in my house.
Well, it depends on how much, have you taken classes already, or looking for something to take classes with? A little bit of both. Okay. Because I wouldn't break the bank until you have a lot of acting, stuff. So you could get just a USB microphone if you're just starting out, just to take classes, just so people can hear you and all that stuff. Once you're actually ready to do auditions and things, you're probably going to want something a little more expensive. I have a Neumann TLM103 microphone, but we'll get that right now. Wait until you have trained.
Yeti might be a good starting point.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, just a USB microphone. I started out with just a Yeti I use for auditions, whatever. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. I have a question for Jim and Marty. You both were on Scooby-Doo. What was it like actually recording with the rest of the cast? Did you actually get to hang out with the rest of the cast when you were recording, or?
Well, I will say that I did not, when I did the current Scooby-Doo crossover, is what you're referring to, and I did not meet any of them. Actually, generally, the recording is you come in, and also, getting everybody together in one room, very hard thing to do. So, and they're able to kind of job this stuff in, and so basically, I just did it in a studio alone. That being said, I was very excited to meet up with Matthew Lillard at one of these events, and he and I did a little shtick on a video together. So I was very excited. I created not something I'm usually prone to, but all right. Anyway, so I was very excited to get the shtick going with Matthew Lillard.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. No more questions after gentlemen. Thank you.
Hello, this question is for Jen. Jen, do you think Taz can be Popeye in 1v1
It can be what?
Popeye.
No, it's Popeye in the fight.
Let it!
Yes.
No one's asked you. What's your favorite desserts?
vanilla frosting.
Just a big old spoon of sugar, that's it.
Chocolate pudding with whipped cream.
I like chocolate covered strawberries. That's my favorite.
Good night, everybody. Come see us at our table.